Got quite a bit of stuff to go over in this video. First of all, a space-time fantasy MMORPG has been revealed for the PlayStation 5 and a plethora of other platforms. It looks really good. They debuted a trailer for the game, and I want to talk a little bit about that. An MMORPG, in fact. Also, Dauntless Reforge reinvents hunting and progression, so we can talk about that. Dauntless, of course, one of the standout free-to-play games for quite a while. We'll go over that, and one of the standout MMORPGs over the last decade or so, Final Fantasy XIV. An announcement is scheduled for February of 2021. Is this where we could see the next expansion? Very well could be. First of all, space-time fantasy MMORPG Chrono Odyssey has been announced for console, PC, and it should be coming sometime in 2022 with testing commencing in 2021. Now, this is a big budget title. The game promises large-scale battles and map exploration, a new job system, and 18 total jobs, a grand story that crosses time and space, realistic visuals thanks to the Unreal Engine 4, and a focus on cross-media expansion through novels, comics, drama production studios, and more. So they are already laying the foundation for something that they are developing into a grandiose exploration in terms of offering the story in multiple mediums, novels, comics, drama production studios. This is coming from NPixel, and it also features music by Chris Velasco, whose previous works include Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, the God of War series, so they are totally unloading everything on here, and it seems like they're really pulling out the big guns for this one. Chrono Odyssey, which is formerly known as Project S, is an epic fantasy, massively multiplayer online RPG about time and space. This project visualizes the story of members of the special organization Idrigan waging a huge war against 12 gods. In Chrono Odyssey, players can experience a vast world with immersive stories, universe, and realistic graphics. Moreover, players can also enjoy unique job systems, maps that transcend time and space. Random Dungeon utilizes multiple space, large-scale RVR content, high strategies, and excellent combat actions. Also, Chris Velasco, a global game music composer known for God of War, StarCraft, and Overwatch, participated in composing the soundtrack. Chrono Odyssey is led by the CEO of NPixel, Spike Bongun Bay, who is known for a DK Online and Seven Nights. The project started in development in 2019, and currently it has attracted $30 billion and $127 million USD. Additional investment from Aspects, Asahian Venture Capital, and Altos Ventures last November. So you can also check out the trailer as you guys are seeing right now. Some of this obviously looks to be CG, but there does seem to be a little bit of gameplay interspersed in between there as well, and it looks pretty ridiculous. If we can expect this in the final product, that's going to be a ridiculous looking game. We'll see how it turns out. Obviously, always got to take trailers like this with a little bit of a grain of salt, but the screenshots look fantastic. And we'll see how the game ultimately turns out in 2022. Still a long ways away, but definitely looking forward to that. A space-time epic fantasy massive multiplayer online RPG. I know some people are going to be put off by the fact that it is an MMORPG. However, bearing the quality of games like Final Fantasy XIV, MMORPGs can definitely still offer a compelling narrative and offer just a great game in general. I think FF14 really started to open my eyes more so to that, being somebody that didn't put a lot of time into games like World of Warcraft or anything like that. Alright, moving on from that, Dauntless Reforge reinvents hunting and progression. So this is a new update to Dauntless, and it dropped yesterday. Now, Dauntless is, of course, a free-to-play game, often seeing a lot of comparisons to Monster Hunter. It got kind of poorly timed where there wasn't a major Monster Hunter title on consoles and PC, and then as Dauntless was in the midst of development, Monster Hunter World got announced, it came out, and it was widely received to be a phenomenal game. But Dauntless is a free-to-play experience and definitely offers its own unique elements with this update. They note hunting grounds, drop-in and drop-out hunts are here, and the downtime between hunts has been greatly reduced. Now players can stay and slay. The hunting grounds are Dauntless's biggest and most ambitious hunt type yet, designed from the ground up to provide you with a variety of activities to take part in. The hunting grounds offers 18 handcrafted islands to explore, brimming with flora, fauna, treasures to discover, and of course, fearsome behemoths. On top of that, they also note the Slayer's Path. One of the biggest changes in Dauntless Reforged is the Slayer's Path. The Slayer's Path is an all-new branching progression system that lets you choose your path through the Shattered Isles. This system is made up of two types of path, the main path, which runs up the center, and side paths that branch out from it as well. Quite an in-depth system, and Weapons Reforged has also been noted, the Cold Front Hunt Pass, and of course, there's the new Hunt Pass launching alongside Reforged. This offers two brand new sets of armor skins and two fresh rumor quest chains, complete rumors requirements to unlock unique cosmetics. And then, of course, you can play free now. It's playable free on PlayStation 4, and it runs on PlayStation 5 via backwards compatibility. So there you have it with that. Lastly, I do want to know Final Fantasy XIV Announcement Showcase will debut in February of 2021, specifically February 5th. The Final Fantasy XIV Twitter account officially put out. We've got something else in store. Introducing the Final Fantasy XIV Announcement Showcase. We'll be announcing cool things. Join us on February 5th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time, February 6th at 1:30 GMT. Kind of crazy when I saw this date of February 5th, I'm like, oh, isn't that a little bit early to announce an event happening? And then I realized, yes, it is December of 2020, and 2021 is almost here. Goddamn, did this year just flow by so fast. But Final Fantasy XIV has been one of the persistent experiences. It got a couple big updates this year, and of course, what happens with the next expansion? Square Enix is definitely going to keep persisting with FF14, as it has been one of the standouts that they can always rely on. With everything going on with Square Enix, even if a Marvel's Avengers flops, even if Quiet Man Left Alive, all of those games might not turn out as planned. Final Fantasy XIV, you can always expect something very consistent from it. And you can always expect a large audience always engage with the game. I know MMOs these days, a lot of attention is on World of Warcraft right now, thanks to Shadowlands just coming up, but Final Fantasy XIV continues to have a consistent audience as well. And right now, as far as MMOs go, you have WoW, you have Elder Scrolls Online, you have Final Fantasy XIV, so quite the plethora of MMOs to pick from. And Final Fantasy XIV, again, when you talk about games trying to make a comeback, you always got to look at FF14 from being a game that was completely terrible when it initially came out, got panned everywhere, and then it just made this amazing revival with Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. And then you're talking about all of the DLC, I should say expansions. DLC is not the correct term for the content updates Final Fantasy XIV offers with those expansions. Stormblood, Heaven's Ward, and everything in between. Shadowbringers, of course, and a compelling narrative all with that as well. I know MMOs sometimes get this rap that they don't have great storylines. WoW, of course, does have quite a bit of lore, but Final Fantasy XIV as well. If you want a compelling Final Fantasy story, I mean, Final Fantasy XV, don't want to rag on that game even more, but that story did feel very disjointed at times. If you want something that's pretty good, I think Final Fantasy XIV definitely had that. It does take a little bit of time for it to really ramp up, but I thought the game was rather enjoyable. Even from the get-go, combat's fun, visuals are great, and hopefully we get a full-fledged PlayStation 5 upgrade sooner rather than later. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, Chrono Odyssey coming to major consoles, PC in 2022. Dauntless reforge to the latest update for Dauntless, and Final Fantasy XIV getting a big announcement come February of 2021. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.